Hi friends, welcome back this week. So good to be with you again. We're going to take a minute to focus more on doctrinal mastery and really practice. We got some doctrinal mastery lessons coming up the next couple weeks again to really hone in our skill and our ability to try to adapt the scenarios and have a great case study experience. Doctrinal mastery helps equip students with the skills to navigate challenging questions and circumstances with faith in Jesus Christ. That's what we're trying to practice, is just being in real life situations and really thinking about things from different perspectives, just like we shared last week. It's a quick reminder, this is a great time. We're about a month or more into all of our seminary classes. My question to you is, how are you doing with building your class culture? Are you still working at it? Just remember that as a teacher, that's something you want to keep working at all year long, because it's not something that you just work on in the beginning and then it just like rides through the year. Usually you got to keep reinforcing and reminding the students of the culture that you're trying to build within your class. But now for this week, I want to again show you an example of a teacher in a classroom and what he's doing to adapt the scenario to the students' situations and something that's more real for them. What does the teacher do effectively that you can learn from and maybe try to incorporate in your class and to build on it? Usually everything's not going to go perfect the first time, but it's something that you need to practice and keep trying at. And so what do you learn from this and what might you do differently?
So as I'm moving through the curriculum, as I'm teaching from the curriculum, I look at the scenarios, I'll often find that the scenarios need a little adjustment to make them more real or relevant to my students. And so for that reason, I'll often add details to the scenarios that students that are in the curriculum, and invite students even to add some details to those scenarios. And I'll often ask questions like, okay, does this feel real to you? Can you relate to this situation? And if they say no, I'll say, okay, well, what can we do so that this becomes more real for you or more relatable? And sometimes it's a name change. Sometimes it's adding other details that create some texture for the story, for students to really feel like this is a real person. And so let's take it seriously. You have a dear friend named, let's say her name is Albert. What? Her name's what? Lizzie. Lizzie. Okay? You and Lizzie are really good friends. Okay? You're really good friends. You've been friends for a long time. You talk a lot of texting, okay? And hanging out, right? You and Lizzie are good friends. Lizzie's an active member of the church. She goes to church every Sunday, in the seminary. Okay? But there are some things in Lizzie's life that she probably should be doing that she's not, that could help her be stronger. Like what? What might she not be doing as often as she could? Okay, so maybe she's not reading scriptures. Okay, maybe the temple isn't really a part of her life. Anything else? Yeah, Daniel, and then Tyler.
Either she's not praying, or she's not praying with the right intent, I guess.
Yeah, so it could just be, maybe she's praying regularly, but it's robotic or not meaningful. Yeah. Good.
She doesn't think that she's getting anything from church. She's just going because her parents are.
Yeah, so she has lots of questions because she's not, what am I writing here? She's not getting much out of it.
She's not trying to find answers to questions.
Okay, so maybe her efforts are a little lackluster as far as finding answers to her questions.
Or even she is putting in effort, but it's misguided.
Say that again?
She may be putting in effort, but it's misguided.
Okay, or maybe, so it's lackluster or misguided. Okay, so you receive a text from Lizzie, okay? And and her text says something like, I am super confused.
All right, so many things to learn from that example. That this week, I want to invite you, especially because we're on 3rd Nephi 11, and into next week, 3rd Nephi 12:48. I want to invite you to take some time and to really just look at what can I do to help make this scenario be much more meaningful to my students, and have them create the scenario and the names and all of those things to make them more meaningful. Have a great week, and know that you're loved and appreciated.